Games, and welcome to this evening's stream. Tonight I'm going to be painting this guy. So you may remember, if you've watched our stream before, that I started painting this dragon with non-metal copper, and I was looking at it the other day and I decided that it really didn't look as good as I wanted him to. So I have repainted him as metal dragon, and I'm just in the process of doing some dry brushing on him. So I'm currently using some Vallejo Model Air Rust to get the colour here, and then we're going to go with some copper over the top to make him nice and bright, and then we're going to paint a few details in, and then we're going to move on to his base. So I decided that all the bit that I've done up here, I did like it, but I didn't know if I could really replicate it across all the rest of the dragon. So we've gone with metal, and hopefully we should get some good results this way. So hi to everyone in chat, Goblin Squire and Weekend Geek and Wicked D. Hi, how are you doing? Hope you're all okay. Sorry for our delayed start. Mrs MLG told me that you had some issues earlier on, Goblin Squire. Hope you get it sorted soon.
It's just put in chat. Oh, Goblin Squire's just put in chat. I haven't managed to sort my internet issues yet, so I'll probably catch about 1/10 of the stream, but I'm here for moral support and we appreciate it.
We do, thank you very much.
We did feel sorry for you today. We know how frustrating it is when things don't work and people in chat are saying, oh, that's not working. You're like, I can't do anything about it.
Awesome.
Hi, Chunkster.
Good evening. Right then, so we've done him with that, and now we're going to move on. I'm going to use some Army Painter. I don't use many Army Painter paints these days, but I'm going to use some Army Painter True Copper.
Wicked D says that Wicked D is impressed that the Weekend Geek has actually made it for the start of the stream instead of rocking up late. I know, yeah. I was at work today as well, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, I was at work today.
Yeah, was telling me at work today that he was going to be playing Horrified, is it, this evening? New board game he's treated himself to.
Can you all hear the birds outside? They're being particularly noisy tonight. The blackbirds are doing their alarm call, but I can't find what it is. And the crow is very, very upset. But we have had a Harris hawk about, but I can't see anything. You know when you can't see anything, but you know there must be something because they're not happy. So I do apologise for our birds making all this noise. Hi, Tony.
Good evening.
Weekend Geek says most likely might play the Aliens game though.
Yeah. Right. Got a little bit of assembly to do
Moxie.
before you can play that. Yeah.
Might have to go and have a look, see what's going on.
Yeah. They're really not happy. Yeah. Hi Tony. Hi Moxie. How you doing? So I'm just repainting this copper dragon. Decided I'm going to paint him in metal copper because I kept looking at it and thinking that I wasn't really happy with it. So we're going on a bit of a repaint spree, and I think he's looking all right so far.
It's the bird of prey.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take a picture because if it's the one that's lost, then we might be able to get it back to its own.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, someone's lost a Harris hawk from one of the streets not very far away, and it's been floating around in the neighbourhood for a week or so, or a few days certainly. And the birds, the crows and the magpies have been ganging up on it, and I imagine that it probably doesn't really know what's going on if it's used to captivity. Yeah, we do get some seagulls, but the crows and the blackbirds and what have you don't normally bother with the seagulls around here, to be fair. So, this might look a bit dark for a copper dragon, but I can assure you that from previous experience, I'm familiar with the tarnishing of copper, so it tends to go black before it starts going that lovely green colour once it's in storage. It normally goes green once it's got a bit of moisture on it, but if it's just stored it generally tarnishes black, so this is what I'm going for. We're going to go with this, and then so that's it with that copper highlight on, and I think it looks, swishing it around too fast, I think it looks pretty cool so far. So the other thing that I'm going to do, because that copper is fairly bright but not quite bright enough for me, so I'm just going to try and add a little bit of something in with the copper just to give it a final sort of edge highlight. And then we're going to paint a few details in, and it'll be almost sorted. Did you manage to get the picture, my darling?
I managed to get a really, really, really bad picture of the massive, great big bird that's in the tree. but hopefully, if it is somebody's, then they'll know.
I don't know what colour to mix in with this now to make it a bit brighter. I think we might go with some old gold. I think that's what we might go for.
Yeah, the crows are terrible here too, Tony. That's what it's. We believe it's a Harris hawk. We do have a sparrow hawk that comes and kills our birds. Horrible thing, but you know, circle of life and all. But we think that this one's the Harris hawk that's missing, and the crows and the magpies are just beating it up. They're not happy at all. So what have you been telling everybody while I was gone?
I was explaining about the Harris hawk and the thing, and then I waffled a bit about my dragon and copper and stuff. I tried.
That's looking a lot better now. Are you happy now?
Yeah. I think it looks good. It looks better on camera than it does in real life.
What's everybody else up to? What's everybody been doing this week? Any exciting plans for the weekend? I think, but I'm not 100% sure, as always, that we may have our first actual in front of each other play of Pathfinder this weekend. Is that right?
I think so. It all depends on Wicked D.
No pressure.
No pressure. She might be busy.
This is true.
She was.
Weekend Geek says it's planning on working. Where are you planning on working? Can't possibly be in the shop. You didn't do any work.
He might have misunderstood and thought I was talking about him
When?
when I said it's all up to Wicked D.
No.
No?
No. Hi, Gerald. You're not missed a great deal. Nathan is repainting his copper dragon in a more normal style that's not non-metal metal. We have a Harris hawk in our tree that shouldn't be there, and the crows are having a good go at it. And we're just trying to figure out what the Weekend Geek's talking about. But apart from that, anything else?
I was going to say something and now I forgot. Oh yeah, I know what I was going to tell you. So I've there we go. How does that look, everybody?
I think
Hi, Pete the Priest. Right, so. Oh,
Hydration King's in the house.
Super. Thanks, Pete the Priest. I am getting a bit warm. It's quite toasty in here. So the other day, I mentioned that I was reading the book Penitent by Dan Abnett, which I started on Friday while we were having holiday day, and I finished it last night, and it's excellent. Finished it.
Oh, the Weekend Geek says, I'm cooking curry, so I'm a little out of it. Well, that says a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, maybe it's his other job that he's working at that he don't want to tell us about because he's leaving us and he won't tell us.
So, what was I going to say? Yeah, so Penitent is an excellent read. Excellent. I just hope I don't have to wait 9 years for the next instalment, like I have for this one. Right then, so I'm going to paint the eyes black, and I'm not going to use that paintbrush because it's a bit big. I'm going to paint the eyes black, and I'm going to paint the teeth black, and then I'm going to paint them with a different colour. So I think I might go for gold or something like that. Yeah, so I can heartily recommend, Geralt, I can heartily recommend the Beckwin and, Beckwin. It's the Beckwin series. So Pariah and Penitent are excellent. And if you've not read it, the whole Eyes and Horn trilogy is absolutely fantastic. And really good, even if you're not a Warhammer 40k fan. It will make sense because it explains a lot about the universe as it goes. Dan Abnett is a really good writer, I think. Deathjack. Tony says he's finally decided what he's painting next. He's painting up his Deathjack. It's been in his pile of shame for too long. What's a Deathjack? That sounds exciting. Yeah, so yeah, Weekend Geek, you need to just pick somewhere to start, and if you're going to read any of them, so I would suggest starting with the either Horus Rising, if you fancy like a long series of books, so that charts the Horus Heresy in 40k, so like 10,000 years of history, and some of the books are written by amazing authors. Well, they're all written by good authors, but some of them are written by fantastic authors like Dan Abnett and Graham McNeil and Aaron Dembski Bowden. I might have butchered his name. The Eyes and Horn series is excellent. Can't recommend that enough to anybody. Everybody, what's the correct terminology? Eyes and Horn, great book. If they make it into a TV series, I hope they do a fantastic job. What else? Awesome! It's a War Machine figure. Cool, that looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it's Weekend Geek. It definitely would help you know a bit of the lore if you read some of these books. Another really good read is the Genevieve series, which is Warhammer. More traditional Warhammer than Age of Sigmar. Genevieve is a vampire. That's a really good book. But this is the first book that I have read, properly read, in a long time, and it's the first time I've read a book in 4 days, I think, or whatever it was, 5 days, 4 years. So it's been great catching up, remembering how to read, I think. Right then, so looking for suggestions from you painters out there. What colour do you think I should paint the claws, or do you think I should leave them as they are? So they're already kind of coloured in by the dry brushing. I think I'm going to go with like a goldy, brassy colour for the eyes, and I might leave the teeth black actually. No. Sensible weekend. He has his moments. Right, I'm going to put it down for a second while I wash my brush and contemplate what colour I'm going to do with those things. And then I'm going to use this black that I've used to just do a bit of work on the base, I think. Dark bone for the claws. Yeah, I don't know how that might look. Don't know. Kind of scared of doing anything too dramatic now, in case I can't replicate the finish that they already are.
Why don't you just leave them as they are? Yeah, you see? That's what Tony says. Tony says leave the claws for now and get the body done. Then you'll have a better feel for the black or bone coloured claws, or you can just leave them. Or is it done?
The body is done.
I knew you were going to say that.
I was leaving it like it was. That was all it was getting. Awesome. Thanks, Peter Priest.
I just knew TC
Oh yeah, you've added the Captain Bamboozle's tower, haven't you? And the shop. Oh yeah, the zombie cockatrice. The zombie cockatrice is awesome. Yeah, I think it looks really cool. Oh, hat me! Yeah, I think I'm going to save some of my hobby pennies for a zombie cockatrice at some point. Although that might have to wait a little while. I looked the other day. I looked the other day in the monster manual for Pathfinder because I was thinking that I might introduce a Jabberwock as a monster into our Pathfinder game. I thought that was cool. That would be cool because I think it looks a bit bonkers, and I can't remember him being that powerful. I thought it'd be good, and I was fancying painting it. And then it says that it's a challenge for a level 20 party. So I think you've got a long way to go before you fight one of them. Yeah, I don't know. You've got me thinking now, Tony, that maybe I should do something else with it to, like, put a fine edge on some of the scales or something to make it look a bit better. I don't know. All right. Oh, yeah, I was, yeah. Tony says he's just ordered Baron von Fancy Hat to go along with his Fancy Hats townhouse. Ah, one of the Moonstone figures. Yeah, the company that TT Combat that are making the MDF used to retail or sell to the trade the Moonstone figures, but they have stopped selling them now. I think they were having some issues with getting hold of enough or something. I thought they were manufacturing them, but I think that they are buying them in. But are there some more on the way? Tony, do you know? Moonstone wise, I know you're up on some of these small companies. Hi Reese, good thanks. How are you? Yeah, well, I thought it looked better on camera than it does in real life. Actually, when I can see it on the screen in front of me, I think it looks. I don't know. It's staying as it is. Staying as it is. I'm not messing with it now. And I think I'm going to leave the claws. I'm just going to paint that eye in. Paint the eyes. Paint the eyes and dot the teeth. Is that what it is? Dot the eyes and paint the teeth. I don't know. That's it. Yeah, they've launched a Kickstarter for an expansion. Yeah, I will have to have a look. I got some information yesterday about a Kickstarter that we had backed as a retailer. In fact, the last Kickstarter that I ever backed as a retailer for the shop. And unfortunately, it seems that we may never get our stuff. Although it does say that it's sat in a warehouse in China waiting to be shipped, so there is a possibility that we might get it, but then again, we may never get it. Fortunately, we didn't sink lots of money into it, so it's not a huge loss, but still could be a loss. But I think the company that are doing it they've been let down by various people, investors and what have you, over the course of lockdown. A company called Room 17 Games, which is always sad, isn't it, when people's businesses fold. Oh. Right. I do like this dragon. This is the second one of these that we've painted. We airbrushed the first one, didn't we, with Green Stuff World Nebula Copper. Was kind of our first experience with the Green Stuff World Colourshift paints. And it was cool, but you can't really do, once you've put the Colourshift stuff on, you can't really do much else with it. You can't highlight it or dry brush it or whatever, because then you lose the shift, I think. So. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I did with the Tyrranids. So we sprayed them with the Colourshift paint, but then in certain areas I painted over them to give like an effect, but obviously that lost all of the Colourshift effect.
Right. So I'm just going to do this bit of stuff in here, and then I was going to get a bigger paintbrush and finish the rest of the base. Yeah, I've definitely been enjoying some of the Green Stuff World paints, Tony. I agree. I think they're lovely. The white, nuclear white, is getting to be a firm favourite, or is my firm favourite, shall we say? And then I really like Abyss Purple and Malefic, or Abyss Blue and Malefic Purple. I think they're absolutely fantastic. But we haven't introduced lots and lots of different ones into our cupboard yet, because we've still got lots of other options on the go. So this is one of our Tyrranids, which will eventually end up in our window display. Thank you, my head was getting a bit warm. Will eventually end up in a window display we're working on slowly. So this is a Toxicrine or something like that, one of the Tyrranid beasts. So Mrs MLG airbrushed him with Psychotic Purple, which is this beautiful greeny, bluey purple colour, and then she painted these like brain fluid sac things on the side with a combination of green and blue, and then varnished them with gloss so that they look like they're nice and fluid in there. It looks fantastic, doesn't it? Wicked day. I totally agree. It looks amazing. Oh, and the tentacles on the front, I think, like particularly special. Ah, there we go. Tony says to highlight colour shifts, you need to mix in a bright silver. Keep the colour shift properties, but lighten it up. So yeah, I think they look really cool. So coming 2022, because
maybe 2023 at this rate.
Yeah, because it's going to be Tyrranids versus Orcs, and we decided that we were painting the Orcs with yellow armour, which is time consuming. So it's slow. Maybe you should paint like an orc in between every other thing that you're painting, darling.
Yes, well that was going to be the plan, wasn't it? I was going to try and paint an orc like every day or whatever, but then I got bored.
Yeah, and you can't paint an orc every day for the RCL. So I am going to enter this chap as one of my entries. So he's going to be finished today. I'm going to declare him finished today, and then I'm going to enter him as my large monster, large creature, or whatever it is, large model for the RCL. Yeah, but we thought it looked cool, Gerald. Yellow is really hard colour to paint, so we've undercoated the next batch with yellow, so we can have a better base to work from. Because trying to paint yellow up from black is very hard. Oh, here we go. So here's one of Mrs MLG's orc creations, Death Dread, that she's done. So this is one of 2021's first models in it from Mini a Day, and I think she's done an awesome job. Yellow and black with metal accoutrements. Ah! Eh! That fly! I tried to get in my mouth. Yeah. Yeah.
You're alright.
Yeah. Moxie says it's nice. Oh, it's done it again. Excuse me, everybody.
One of the downsides of having the door open is the flies coming. You're right, sweetie.
Ah. Try to invade my face.
Needs one of your hydrates.
Could you see that on the camera? That fly tried to invade my face. Yeah. What a grimmer. Oh, you missed me just painting this dreadnought, Wicked D. I've just smashed it out in like 2 minutes. Yeah, it's action-packed, Gerald.
We try, Gerald. We try.
Yeah. Tony says that he had a painting first.
What's that then?
On Monday. Painting first on Monday. Painted a mini in a day on Monday, and then he based it on Tuesday.
Was that the doctor?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was the doctor wanted it, Tony. And it looks absolutely amazing. It does. I love the.
Wicked D says, I heard screaming and came running. Was he screaming like a girl?
I bet it's the same one that was. I bet it's the same one that was trying to attack us when we were in bed last night. We were just getting into bed last night. You don't need to know like more details, but we were just getting.
There aren't any more details.
I know. So
we were going to sleep. That's
just,
where we sleep.
Yeah, just getting into bed, and Mrs MLG was just settling down to sleep, and I was just finishing my book, and there's a pesky fly just kept coming and dive bombing us both, like flying past. Why do they always fly so close to your face? I think it wanted to get in on the last few pages of my book.
You know that's why it was flying near your face, don't you? Because you had your reading light on, reading your book, and it was flying towards the light.
Yeah.
And Pete would like you to hydrate to get all those fly tastes out of your mouth.
Excellent, thank you, Pete. There's another book that I would recommend, and it is also influenced by Mr Abnett, but another book that I can heartily recommend if you've not read it before, Geralt, or anybody indeed, is the Malice Darkblade series.
Is that mine? Is that my book? Is that my book?
That's yours, yeah.
I don't read. You may have noticed that I don't read. But I have read this book, and it is excellent. Yeah. I don't know anything about any of the lore or any of the games or anything like that. It's just a really good book. I think you'd like it, Wicked D.
So, without giving the story away, so Malice is a dark elf, and he lives in a society of scheming and backstabbing and what have you, and it's all about how he gains notoriety and explores his escapades from the very start.
It's much more cooler than that.
Yeah.
It sounds so.
No, it's really good. It's really good. He's a really cool character, and it's by Dan Abnett and Mike Lee, and I believe there are 7 books in the series.
I've only read one.
No, you've read them all.
Have I?
You have read them all. Yeah.
There's two. All in one book.
There's 2 omnibuses, and then there's a single follow-up.
Are you sure?
Yep, you have read them all, my darling. You have. I promise you. Oh, you certainly have flicked through the pages, appearing to read them. Yeah. It was a while ago. Yeah, it was a while ago. You've read them all. In fact, you've read one of them twice because I bought it for you again, and you've read it. But then I realised that we already had it when I was looking for that other one the other day. So you must have read it twice. It was before you had Princess. So. Quite a while ago. Right then, I might leave his teeth black. I'm liking how they look black, but I am going to give him a nice brassy coloured eye. So what? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Super. Oh. Bye, Tony. See you later. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. So I need the brass, which I believe you have got, my dear. Yeah, I definitely need to put some of my paints away for blocking up my table here. Excellent. Thanks, Rouse. It's not coming out properly. It's just full of bubbles. I am forever blowing bubbles. Yeah. So just recently I've been enjoying using Vallejo Model Air metallics and brush painting them on the air colours, and they tend to. So this the base colour that I've used for this guy is Rust, which is one of the Model Air colours, which I actually got for the Brass Scorpion originally. But I've been enjoying using those and brush painting them on, and they cover really, really nicely. So you might have seen me using the steel colour and the silver on recent streams. These. Let me just wash this brush out before I start waffling. So yeah, we've got silver, which is more of a silver, and the steel, which is what the colour that I used as the base for armour on, like this guy, and then put that steel wash over the top. It's really, really, really bright. So steel is a really good highlight to the silver, but then I've used this rust, which is a really cool colour. I've also used this recently as well, which is Ferrari red, which is a really nice thin red. Saves you like thinning your paint on a little bit by using the air there. And then also what I'm getting to is that I wanted a really bright gold, which is sort of comparable to the colour that we use with this model colour brass. So we use this for gold because it's a really good sort of consistency, and I wanted a highlight colour for that. So I've gone for some Vallejo Game Air polished gold, which looks like, if I just give it a little bit of a shake so you can see, which comes up really, really nicely bright. Just what I was after, which is handy. How's it going, my dear?
So you may have noticed it's all gone quiet outside. I think the Harris Hawk's gone.
Yeah. So I know that you're looking through a paintball, but can you see how bright that is compared to the colour of that brass? They're very similar, but it's just a little bit lighter, and makes a great highlight. So we're just going to use a bit of that to highlight up his eyes, or put the middle bit in his eyes. If I move my palette across it, I don't know if you can see that, how that's shaping up. So this darker blob, that's the brass, and this is that polished gold. If I lift it up, I'll see it a bit more in focus. You see the colour difference between the two. It's
Bye, Moxie.
It's really great. Bye, Moxie. So just going to use a tiny bit of that. Tiny bit compared to what I've put on my palette. I've put way too much on, as normal. Yeah, I'm just painting his eyeball. So what I'm doing is I'm painting like the forward part of his eyeball. There. So like his so almost as if his iris is the bright gold section at the front. And then I think what I might do is, because that's really, really bright, I might just put a little, so he's looking forward rather than like looking to either side. Is I might just edge that in with a little bit of wash, just to take it down just a touch, because it looks like really wow bright. But quite happy with that. Looks good. Like I say, I'm going to leave his teeth black and leave his claws as they are. I think he looks quite good, just what I was going for. If only I could have done the whole dragon as the non-metal metal finish, it would have looked very similar to this. But my skill level is not there yet. Right, I'm going to leave the base to dry. While that's drying, I'm going to go back to my work from yesterday, and I'm just going to put a little bit of russet brown on my palette. And I'm going to sort these little bits. So I did this chap, and I did these stitches down the front of his outfit there. I'll throw in a free hydrate, Pete the Priest, so warming up.
That's the second free hydrate that Pete the Priest has got today.
I know. You were telling me about it. So, when I was doing that bit at the front, I missed these ones at the back here, so I just need to sort those out. I'm going to use my tiny little green stuff world Silver Series brush. And very delicately, just paint those bits in. There we go. Wonderful. So I'm pretty happy with how he's looking. I meant to ask Tony. While Tony was here, I meant to ask him a question. I'll have to ask him in the Discord later. So I applied these transfers. I don't know if I did this off stream. I think I did. So last night I applied these two transfers, these like griffin transfers, to the shields of my two figures here. Now, I think the griffins look great. I think they look good, but I just don't know how to hide the edges of these transfers, so you can see the slightly matte edge around the transfer there. I've tried painting them over with some anti-shine varnish, but unfortunately that hasn't quite done the trick, and I didn't know whether to try and edge them in with a bit of paint over the top. Now I'll put the varnish on, see whether that'll overpaint the transfer or not. But as soon as I forgot to ask Tony, I might just give it a go while waiting for that dragon to finish drying and see what happens. Because I guess you don't learn if you don't try. So we'll just get a bit of our crimson red that we used as the base coat and see what happens. I think we'll do it on Christina's first. Give it a whirl here. Have you been barbecuing today, Pete the Priest? We got a delivery of Magic the Gathering stock for some stuff that I wasn't expecting until next week. That's quite exciting. I think we might unbox some. Yeah, might have to do that on. Yeah, might have to do unboxing on Saturday possibly. Because it's Friday Night Magic on Friday. I think we'll do it on Saturday and we can do it here in the comfort of our own studio. Yeah. Awesome. So what I was thinking about doing with these shields is just putting a little bit of like battle damage on, but I don't know whether that might look a bit daft. Just an odd little scrape here or there, back down to the metal. What do you reckon? I think that looks alright actually. Hold it a bit closer. Oh, okay. Sorry, I like looking gormless on the camera. Yeah, that looks alright. That looks a lot better. That's done exactly what I wanted it to do. Right, so I need to replicate that on Sakranzel. So, what else have you added to the website today, my darling? Our next exciting delivery should hopefully arrive tomorrow, which will be the new Sister of Battle pre-releases ready for us to... Oh, pre-release. Got magic in the brain. New releases for us to get ready and shipped out for people who have pre-ordered them online. So hopefully they shall receive them in time for Saturday. I thought they were a bit unnecessary at first, but the more I see the Paragon war suits, I quite like them. I don't know why the Sisters of Battle need a new codex so relatively soon compared to some of the other factions, but who knows. I thought Orcs and Eldar would have been due first, but I guess Sisters of Battle must sell well for GW. I had a look at ordering some board games today. I didn't tell you that at tea time, did I?
Don't tell me that.
No. It looks like some of our board games that we've been out of stock of for a while should be available again in the next week or two. Super. So that'll be pretty cool. Thanks, Wicked Day. Right then. See how this bad boy is doing. So if I put something in his eyes to just take that gold down a little bit, and and then by then this base should be dry enough for me to paint, hopefully. What's your latest painting project, Wicked D? Haven't seen any work in progress pictures because I haven't been looking at the Discord. Nothing. Nothing. Is that because you're too busy with the assignments? Studying. Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't know whether to do these like horn bits here a slightly different colour or to leave them like the coppery colour like the scales. They really look like they should be different to the scales, don't they?
Depends what look you want to go for. You've made its eyes very bright.
Yeah, that's why I've just put that shade on them to try and darken them down a touch. I might have to go with some Agrex or something to darken them down just a touch further.
What are you doing to the base?
I was just going to paint it like rock so it matched into all this stuff. Although somehow I've wiped all the black off on this side. It's going to take a bit longer to dry that, isn't it? That's no good.
So you've only got 5 minutes left, my darling. What are you doing? What's exciting things can you tell the people that are watching you, waiting to know what you're going to do next? They've come all the way just to watch you paint, listen to you talk, give all your wisdom about the fact you don't know what you're doing. It's like other people's streams are, oh, this I've been painting for years and this is how I paint and I'm not changing and I know what I'm doing and the stream's live, so I'll just do things that I know. Our stream's like, yeah, we've never done this before, let's try it anyway.
Let's give that a go. So so what I am going to do is I'm going to get some, I'm going to get some of this Model Air steel and I'm just going to finish out the stream by just putting some tiny little edge highlights on my two guys' armour, because I know how to do that. So I'm going to use this Vallejo Model Air steel, and again I'm going to use my super teeny tiny brush, and what I'm going to do is just get tiniest little bits of this silver, and then we're going to just do it on the very edges of some of these armour plates. Yeah. I'm going to try and get it somewhere in the middle of the screen. So this is a fairly new thing to me, the way that this is kind of working out with this steel and then the steel wash from Reaper over the top of it. I think it looks really great. Almost like it's doing the work of a non-metal finish on this armor. I think it looks tip top. So just a couple of tiny little highlights just on the very edges, like there, just to bring it out, just that tiny little bit. especially for this guy, because he's going to be fighting that troll, which I'm going to get on to painting that troll at some point. Maybe next week. Wednesday stream might be the troll. Now I've got this dragon out the way. It's just I didn't do anything with that armour after I'd washed it there, so just dabble that in. I do, but I need to get some of these other things out of my head. Although I suppose I can submit Be'lakor as my 1 point freebie. No, that's it. Need to get those chains done and get him sorted, don't I?
You were so excited. You were so excited about him. He was the best miniature ever. He was absolutely awesome, and now he's just over there in a corner going, "Please finish painting me. You've left me all alone."
He's an amazing model. It is an amazing model. I've just got I've got caught up. This is what normally happens to me. I've got caught up in the excitement of the RCL, and some of these other painting projects have just got left behind, unfortunately. But we will get there, definitely. Yeah, I painted the collar of his armour with the colour of his hair on the back here. Just need to tidy that up a touch while I've got this steel colour out.
I think that's looking really good, sweetie.
Thank you. I'm really happy with him. I'm just going to give him a final little bit on his hair and his face, and then I think I'm going to declare he is done for the diorama. Apart from straightening this sword out, that's bugging me. I need to sort that out when it's dry. His sword needs to be more there rather than over there.
So normally you would straighten the sword before you started painting it, and you do the hot water and the cold water, etc. But now you've painted it, so how are you going to straighten the sword now?
In exactly the same way.
Paint not come off.
It shouldn't do. Maybe we'll video it.
Oh dear. Do you not have to varnish it first to protect it, or? Oh.
But if the paint does come off, then I guess we repaint it and put it down to experience. But I think
another one of these. Let's just try it.
Yeah, well,
but then you have done this before, so it's not a completely new.
Oh, should be absolutely fine. But I wouldn't like to tell people to do it if I wasn't prepared to do it myself. But yeah, I would always recommend straightening and reposing your figures before you start painting them. But in this instance, I was quite excited to make a start on him, and after I'd started on him, I thought really should have done that. So tomorrow I've got my first practice game of Frostgrave scheduled, which should be good. Or I have if my opponent has found his warband. I need to remember to put mine in the carry case and take it with me to work tomorrow. Otherwise we might not be playing.
What are you doing tomorrow?
David and I are having our practice game of Frostgrave when the gaming floor is open tomorrow evening.
Ah, I see.
We've we've decided that that's when we're going to start getting our practice in, because we're going to start playing Frostgrave in the shop, so we want to get our heads around the new edition of the rules so we know what we're doing. This fly has decided to come and eat the end of my paintbrush, look. And it's...
Oh, that's
yeah.
lovely.
Grim, innit?
Yeah, that's really nice.
Oh, and then it flew away before I could squish it. Smegged.
Wicked D says, what was that game again? Never heard of that one.
Yeah, oh, it's a fantastic game, Wicked D. I'll have to introduce you to it. It's called Frostgrave, and it's all about adventuring through a recently rediscovered city in order to collect treasure. And battling against... Yeah, it tried to get on my nose again! Ah.
Oh, sweetie.
Ah!
Oh, I can't even see it. Where is it?
Keeps trying to land on my head. Don't like it.
I don't know what it is. I can't...
It's there. It keeps flying at me.
Oh, it's a fly. Is it a fly or a hoverfly?
No, it's a proper fly. Manky brown fly. Been infested by Nurgle. Sorry everybody for flinching like a loon. It's back again! Ha! Got it! Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I've got it. I flicked it and it's dead.
Oh, lovely. Murder on this.
Yeah. Sorry everybody.
So, Harris Hawk,
Yeah,
murdering flies.
Wicked D says it made her jump and she jabbed her a cornetto cone into her face.
Ooh, it's a cornetto.
Yeah, I could quite fancy a cornetto, now you've mentioned that. Oh. We have got some ice cream and some cones, so we have to have one.
Wow, it's the only food we've got in the house.
Yeah, might have to have one when we finish streaming. Ah, dear. Sorry everybody. Hopefully the source of my weird movements is now deceased. Right then, so I'm going to say that is the metal work on Christina also done. Just need to sort this lantern out. And do some yellows and what have you in that, and then do a little bit of lighting on her armour from it, because it's pointless her holding on to a lantern if it's not illuminating anything. So I've got to do that. And I want to do something with this section here. So I painted it this nice kind of creamy white, but now I don't know what to do with it because it just looks a bit blank. Don't know, might have to give that a little bit of thought, but again, like Sir Cranzel, I'm just going to do another little light highlight on her hair and maybe just try and pick out a little bit of skin colour. In fact, I might just do her hair and leave her skin because she's going to get a little bit of light from the lantern on her face, so that should lighten that up. Oh, we couldn't quite decide what to do with this thing here, this like weird shaped thing on her belt. If I lift her up a bit. So we looked at some reference pictures for the Mini, and different people have painted this thing as different things. So people have painted it like an owl, and some people have painted it like a beetle. I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to be, so I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet. But if I just I've decided these two are brother and sister. So if we put brother and sister side by side, let's give it a progress shot. Really pleased with how they've turned out so far, considering that they were pretty simple to paint. Yeah, the holy hand grenade of Antioch. I think that's what it could be, Wicked D. Right, so there we go. I think I'm done for tonight. I'm just going to finish this base, but you don't need to watch me do that. Well, just in case you were going to say something, my darling. Okay. So, thanks everybody for watching, and join us for our next stream, if you will, which will probably be Saturday. I think we might bring Skyrim Sunday forward to Saturday evening.
So hang on then. So you're playing Pathfinder on Saturday, opening Magic cards on Saturday, playing Skyrim. How long do you think Saturday is?
Really long.
Really, really long. Like the longest day ever.
Yeah, well, we might have to do Magic cards later. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But that's an impromptu bonus stream. That's an extra bonus content stream, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll post some updates up on Facebook or something and the other social media, Discords and those things, about when we're next going to be officially streaming over the weekend. But our next scheduled painting stream, Monday at 8 PM. Excuse me. So thanks everybody for watching, and join us again soon. Bye!